well, I'm not gonna pay the check if you're not gonna sleep with me. That doesn't make any sense.
What do you mean? It's just like I'm not really sure.
You
Like I
wasted
don't think
my time already, and the whole thing's kind of a waste.
Wow.
If you're a man and you're broke, you should not be dating. All right, you should not be dating.
Would you date a guy that earns $50,000 per year?
Sorry, no.
Okay, and why wouldn't you?
Cause he's depressed.
Okay, how about if he earns $1 million per year?
Not enough
Not
for
enough.
anything.
How about 5 million?
No.
10 million?
No. Not comfortable.
How many millions per year?
100 million.
Dating or meeting new people in general has never felt more impossible in 2026. And in today's video, we're going to be breaking down why this has become so common and why people feel more disconnected than ever. As always, if you like this kind of content, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I post new videos like this every week. And with that being said, let's jump right into it.
I got asked to go on a date the other day, but he wanted to get coffee and then go on a walk.
This is a prime example of social media negatively impacting dating. Because the thing is, I feel like years ago, before social media, if someone asked literally her, like, hey, you want to get coffee and go on a walk? If she didn't want to do that, it would just be like, that's not like really my thing. And then they'd figure something else out. But there's a specific population of the internet who has convinced other women that a man asking you on a coffee date is literally him insulting you.
I think expectations have become very high, especially due to social media, on both sides, not just women, but also for men. And I personally love going on walks. I don't really drink coffee, so coffee dates don't really mean anything to me. But I'd still find a way to enjoy it, especially if it's a first date and I'm trying to get to know this person. The reason that walking and coffee dates are suggested so often is because when you genuinely want to get to know the person, those two activities allow you to have that person's undivided attention to get to know them, which is a key part of dating. You want to know the person that you're going out with. But with social media, there's now an expectation of if someone is suggesting to do those things as a first date, they don't value your time or attention, right? They don't see you as somebody that's like high value if they're not willing to spend money or suggest something a little bit more grand or leisure, which I think completely defeats the purpose of a first date.
It's like he wants to see you, and this is the idea he's proposing. If you don't like this idea, maybe provide one yourself. And look, if this man only wants to do coffee dates and a walk, and like that's not something that's compatible with you, guess what? Y'all don't have to go on the date. It's completely fine. Like, mind you, I've been in situations where women have asked me to do things and I'm like, ugh, like that just sounds so annoying. Like, ugh, like I would never want to do that. But like, I'm not like disrespected. You know what I mean? Like if a woman wanted to take me on like a spaghetti date, I hate spaghetti by the way, I'd be like, no, gross spaghetti. But I wouldn't be like, no way she thinks I'm a spaghetti kind of guy. My point is, it's like specifically women have gotten on here, certain women, in like preach forth this narrative of like a coffee date girl. Like, oh, you're the type of girl to go for coffee dates. As if it's something that you should genuinely feel insulted by.
Now, to be fair, if that's not really your bag, if you really don't enjoy those two things, I get that. You know, not everybody's a walker. Not everybody drinks coffee. I personally don't drink coffee. Like he said, I would just suggest something completely different, right? There's always that option to counter or to give feedback and say, hey, actually, I don't really enjoy those two things. Why don't we do this? It's a first date. It's supposed to be low pressure to the extent that you guys are literally trying not to waste each other's time. If there's a vibe on the first date, then there's a vibe. That's all there is to it. Doesn't matter what the date is. Again, I agree. You're just trying to get to know the person and see if this is somebody that you even get along with. If not, why would you waste your time and your resources financially with someone that's just not going to work out? If you have to do that every single time you went on a date, it's not sustainable for everyone, especially not in 2026 when costs are through the roof for everything. The person, isn't the point of a coffee date to see if both parties are genuinely feeling it before investing time on a dinner date? Sounds respectful to me. Yeah, sounds reasonable, right? The expectations that are set by social media, which has ruined dating, aren't just on the women's end. Guys have also set their own unrealistic expectations that they expect women to meet.
Social media has made the 1% of women who are so freaking stunning and gorgeous available to men visually. This has honestly rotted their freaking brain. They think that if you are not like social media hot in real life, which is so unattainable for most of us women, that you are just like no good, you're mid, you're nothing. They will just bash you.
Because of social media, the expectation of what a man should look like, the average man and what the average woman should look like, is completely warped. Everybody should have a six-pack, chiseled jawline. You have people like clavicular looks maxing. And like she says, if you're not that 1% of extremely hot person, you're substandard according to social media. And that's just not realistic. Most people are average looking. Expectation for you to look like a perfect person with no flaws has only been exacerbated by social media.
But here's the thing. The social media hottie, they have positioned themselves in a way where these men feel like, oh, I might have a chance. Let me tell you something, honey bunny. No, you You do not. Unless you're Jeff Bezos or some extremely rich man or have some sort of lineage of wealth, you have zero access to these women. So you need to fall in line. Meanwhile, most of us women are happy if you even look like a freaking thumb. As long as you're nice to us, the bar is so goddamn low. Okay, you can look like Thing, all right? You don't even need to be much. You don't even need to really be that appealing. Are you nice? Are you maybe not going to cheat on us for a little bit? Are you going to treat us right? Like, honestly, the bar for men is so goddamn low. And they just think like, oh, look at this girl I'm scrolling through. You don't know her. And she don't know you, and she don't want to.
So I disagree with this take a little bit. I think the bar isn't low. I think the bar is higher than it's ever been on both sides. I think there are standards that are super unattainable for most women and for men as well. I think they're different though. For women, it's to look a certain way, to act a certain way, to have certain features. And for men, it's to have a certain monetary value or to have a certain position in life, in your career. I'm all for having standards. But I think there's such thing as realistic expectations and unrealistic expectations. And social media has only made the unrealistic expectations more common, and people are just giving up.
Social media has absolutely destroyed romance because now everyone thinks they can do better. Everyone thinks they deserve someone hotter, richer, more famous. And instead of nurturing relationships that are right in front of them, they go chasing a figment of imagination that doesn't even exist except for on their explore page. And now we have these guys with just completely unrealistic expectations saying to themselves, well, why am I not dating the Instagram model? Buddy, you're a 6. That's why. And then we have all these women with inflated, massive egos from social media and all the attention they get. And they just want to be with the hottest guy who's ever existed. So the only men who ever get a chance are the males in the top 1% of looks. And now we have two groups of people who will never be satisfied because that guy will never get the Instagram model 10 out of 10. And those girls will never find the really hot guy who actually treats them right. They continue to chase this dream version of a life that doesn't exist and are continually met with disappointment and letdown because it's not real. Social media is not real. The grass isn't greener. You gotta water that shit where you're standing, okay?
This guy hit the nail on the head. He is 100% right. Both sides are suffering because both sides have absolutely unrealistic expectations due to social media. Most things that you see, if not everything you see on social media, is curated for you to want to attain. People post their highlights, never the lowlights.
I just want to skip to the stage of life where I'm already in love. I can't be bothered to converse with someone new. I can't be bothered to get to know you. I don't care what your favourite colour is. I don't really care how many siblings you have. I don't really want to know your origin story. I just want to be in love already. I'm actually quite tired. I just don't have the mental capacity. I don't care. I don't want to do it, but I want to be in love.
Dating is draining. Having to get through another talking stage, learning things about people, it's effort, it takes time, and it's draining, especially if it doesn't work out. And you have 2, 3, 4, 5 relationships that are short bursts in 2 or 3 months. You're constantly feeling as though you're never cementing yourself in something long term, and you're never really like growing with someone. And that can be exhausting to meet someone new and have to learn all these things about them, all their quirks, the things that they don't like to do, and you just get burnt out on it.
I was supposed to go on a date and I fell asleep. This is why I just sit here and I wonder, like, will I ever get serious about dating? But I worked. The thing is, y'all, I worked this morning. If you know, you know, like, I'm tired. And I went to sleep at 8 or 9 o'clock, and now I'm up at 3 in the morning. But it's just like, damn, y'all, I work so hard that it's so hard for me to date. It's so hard I don't even hang out with my friends, and that's what I be telling people too, like, please don't take it personally. Like, I don't hate you. I want to be with my friends. I want to go outside and date and experience new things, but I gotta work, and work makes me so fucking tired.
This is becoming a lot more common than people realize. It has never been harder in 2026 financially for people, and the reality is everybody has to work. And work can be very draining, especially if you have to work multiple jobs to keep yourself afloat. At the end of the day, you need positive energy, high energy to go on a date with someone, or else it's going to seem like you're not interested, or you'd rather be somewhere else. Or they're just going to think, this person is low energy, I don't really want to be with this person. But a lot of people are feeling drained just because of where the economy is, because of what they have to do to keep themselves afloat, like working. As a person that's never needed caffeine in their life, 2026 at 28, I feel like I never have energy. Now I have to have an energy drink in the morning just to get through the day, just to do everything that I have to do in the day: work, exercise, cook, make YouTube videos. All of that stuff takes energy, and sometimes I just want a nap. And it's nothing personal. It has nothing to do with anybody else. I really just need rest. I mean, it's part of life. You need rest in order to feel your best.
Lilia.
Where are you from?
New York.
How long have you been in Miami?
A week.
And how long are you staying here?
Forever.
Okay, and why are you here?
Weather.
How much money do you spend per month on your lifestyle, including everything?
30 to 50K.
And how do you spend it?
Shopping and rent and bills.
What's your occupation? What do you do?
I am a princess.
And what does that mean?
That means I'm a princess.
So who pays your bills?
My parents.
And what's your parents' occupation?
My dad is a business owner and my mom is a dentist.
And what do they think about your lifestyle?
They love it.
They love it?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes, really. They love anything I do.
Would you date a guy that earns $50,000 per year?
Sorry, no.
Okay, and why wouldn't you?
Cause he's depressed.
Okay, how about if he earns $1 million per year?
Not enough
Not
for
enough.
anything.
How about $5 million?
No.
$10 million?
No. Not comfortable.
How many millions per year?
100 million.
100 million per year?
Yes.
Can you find
That's
that?
fine.
Do you think you can find that guy in life?
Yes.
Available?
Yes,
Is that
very
available?
much, yes.
Amazing.
Everywhere.
If you were to give life advice to everyone that's watching, it can be anything. What would you say?
Believe in yourself no matter what.
You have to make at least $100 million a year to date her. Fair. She has standards. Who are we to tell her that her standards are too high? But to put into perspective, the percentage of men in the United States that earn $100 million or more a year is 0.0003%. For reference, there are about 175 million men that live in the US. 0.0003% of that would be 52,000 men. A decent amount of men. That's not zero. But out of 175 million, you've essentially eliminated 99% of them because of one thing, money. But you can see how this kind of rhetoric becomes very harmful to the online landscape and to people who are looking to date. And this can be very exhausting to hear and make you feel defeated as a person.
I'm currently on my way home from a date. First date of 2026. And I have no problems posting this because he told me he doesn't have TikTok. And honestly, even if he did, I wouldn't give a if he saw this. Because this man decided to psychoanalyze everything about me. Everything. He and I met in the wild. We met playing kickball. And we had a really great time, and I was like, oh my god, he's like kind of cute, and like we were having fun. So we decided to go on a date. So we did. And as the date's going on, we're having a lovely time. I'm having a great time. But then he starts getting a little drunker. And that's when the truth starts to really come out. And he was like psychoanalyzing me. And literally was like, I bet you're on anxiety meds. And I was like, yeah, I am. Like, how'd you come to that conclusion? He's like, you just give those vibes. He was like, you're clearly a very sheltered person. You're clearly somebody who thinks you know everything and like has seen the world, but you don't know anything. And then he just starts going on and on and on about all the things that he's decided about me. In 2 hours, he's decided all of this about me to make me feel bad about myself. I have no idea. And he was like, then trying to question me, oh, how many relationships have you been in? I'm like, that's none of your business. He's like, I bet you've been in a lot of situationships but don't ever have a boyfriend. And I was like, wow, you really just have me all figured out.
And then you do find someone that you're a little interested in. You go on a date, and this is the kind of conversation you guys have. It seems like this guy is consuming or has consumed a lot of red pill content, which can be very toxic, is very toxic. And basically gave her no chance to get to learn her. Just started telling her who he thought she was. Again, from social media or the red pill content, generalizing women and making it seem like all women are the same, which is not the reality. Everyone's different. You need to learn how to talk to people. Talking is a very important part of a relationship. If you can't communicate with someone effectively, that relationship's not going to work out. That is the reality. And a lot of us have forgotten how to talk to people, especially the opposite sex, in 2026.
I'm not going to pay the check if you're not going to sleep with me. That doesn't make any sense.
What do you mean? Like, I mean, okay, like...
Okay, well, you don't have to be weird about it.
It's just like, I'm not really sure.
You
Like, I
wasted
don't
my
think...
time already, and the whole thing's kind of a waste.
Wow. I mean, nobody really disrespected me like that before. Like, I don't know what the
You
heck
don't have to be dramatic.
That is not dramatic. Like, do you literally hear what the you're saying? You literally just told me that you're not gonna pay the check if I don't sleep with you. So you were coming, like, that was your whole intention? Like, I feel like I was, from the day we met till today, I never gave off, oh, I'm like the hookup girl.
I just think you're like a drama girl.
Says the man who literally just said, I'm not going to pay the check if you're not going to sleep with me. Like, how broke are
Obviously,
you?
you're down. You're just embarrassed
I'm
because you
not
don't want to
down.
tell your friends about
No,
it.
you're an embarrassing man who's probably broke. Let me see it. You know, honestly, like, I don't even want to be a part of this. I'm just going to, like, how much is it? We're literally having this whole fight over $130. Wow. Cheap ass man.
Yikes. Okay, so this is a loaded one. A lot of men have the expectation that if they provide a service like a dinner or a nice night out, they are then expected to be rewarded in return with sex. This leads back to the whole expectation thing again. This guy took out this woman with the intentions of getting to sleep with her. That's probably the only reason that he took her out, not to get to know her, and basically told her outright, like, if you don't sleep with me, I'm not paying this check. And she, rightfully so, is outraged because it essentially seems like you're trying to pay for a service from her. And that's not what dating's about. And to be honest, if $130 was such a big deal to you, you shouldn't have gone on this kind of date in the first place. This is just kind of gross behavior, and it's embarrassing to say something like this while you're out with said person on the date when there's people around. Like, how embarrassing, how yucky. Like, I don't blame her for wanting to pay it and get it over with and get the heck out of there, because this guy's weird. This person, I'd say, sir, that's solicitation. There are people who will do that for you. And how traumatizing. That poor girl. Whenever somebody asks her out on a date, she has that experience now under her belt. If she says no, then she maybe misses out on the opportunity to have a good time. If she says yes, she's faced with the reality that she might face that again. And that is so embarrassing. And as a person, I would never want to go through that. And in that situation, I can see why someone gives up on dating. I mean, that's embarrassing. That's so embarrassing.
Dating in the United States of America has gotten so expensive that nearly half of those who are single right now just have stopped dating. It's no longer worth it for them. Because right now, on average, singles are spending $189 for a night out. That's according to a new Bank of Montreal analysis. That's up 12.5% from $168 last year. And guess who's paying the most? Millennials. Millennials on average are spending $252 for a date night. That's a 32% jump from 2025. Gen Z, well, you're spending $205 on average for a date night.
When you factor in how much the average Gen Z is earning per year, it's between $35,000 to $45,000 a year. We'll split it down the middle and say $40,000. It's about $833 a week. If you're spending $205 on a date night, that is essentially 1/4 of your paycheck on one date night. If you're going on a date night once a week, every month, that's $820. That's almost a week's worth of pay just to go on a date. And no wonder why everybody's skipping out on the date nights. It's become too expensive and nobody wants to go on a walk or have a coffee date. So people are just skipping it altogether. And I don't blame them. Everything's at an all-time high cost-wise. People are going to prioritize their survival or their essentials over dates. Things like gas, which are skyrocketing. Groceries, rent, skyrocketing. People just don't have as much disposable income as they used to.
If you're a man and you're broke, you should not be dating. All right, you should not be dating. If you can't provide for yourself, what makes you think you can provide for you and somebody else? You know what I mean? Because as men, we have the obligation to provide for the woman we love, right? So what makes you think you earned that if you can barely provide for yourself? Now, ladies, this does not give y'all an invitation to blow through your man's bank account, all right? And then get upset when you blew through all his money and then he can't afford anything else, all right? Don't do that. But us men need to be realistic, y'all. Get your money up before you start looking to date. That's what I gotta say.
Everyone's economic situation is different. Some people have had more opportunity and advantages in their life that others just don't have. Me personally, I was born broke. Does that make somebody any less worthy of love or companionship? No. And the rhetoric that if you don't have any money, you shouldn't be interested in anyone or try to date anybody is ridiculous. Because at the end of the day, relationships should not be about money. In my mind, things should be 50-50 because at the end of the day, both people are sharing an experience, not just the one person. And the fact that men feel this social pressure to pay for everything or to be a provider, especially in the dating world when they're not even married to a person yet, is kind of ridiculous and defeating and deflating, and it makes people feel like, why would I waste my time? So I can again see that being a reason why someone would just quit altogether. And it's never been harder in 2026 as a young person to get your finances in order. Videos like this will have young men thinking that your worth is directly tied to what you can provide financially, and that is horrible. That is like directly tying a woman's worth to her beauty or her youth. These are superficial things that don't actually matter. Money does matter to a certain extent, but I don't think you have to be financially secure in order to have a good time. I think people are, especially more now than ever, inclined to have a good time because of how bad things are going in the economy and in the world in general. And being able to spend time with other people is a great way to do that. This is an L take in my opinion.
There's a new report out that says a lot of people aren't dating anymore because they just can't afford it. They've got to pay their bills, buy groceries, live life.
If you really like somebody, you like that person. So it don't matter, where y'all go on a date. Y'all can figure something out, but it should be all about connecting with the person, communicating with the person. And, women have such a crazy expectation, right? Because y'all want the bar to be so high. Y'all want to go. Remember that whole list of restaurants they had? You don't take a woman to.
I'm so mad that people ever even was saying that, because now
Outback Steakhouse.
You go to Cheesecake Factory and you paying like $200, $300 anyway just for 2 people.
You see what I'm saying?
You can look at the comments. Dating the wrong person is expensive. Dating is expensive, period. Everything is so damn expensive. Yeah, at the end of the day, it costs money to take somebody else somewhere nice. Honestly, even if it's not even that nice, like Taco Bell's like $20 now just for a couple tacos. Everything is at an all-time high. A lot of people are trying to weather the financial storm, and unfortunately, dating is one of the first things on the chopping block. It's just how it goes.
Everybody's single in the house. Everybody's single and complaining about love, and it's not finding them. Motherfuckers' options is the Amazon driver, the goddamn Uber Eats man, like the maintenance man. Like, people ain't giving themselves valid options. A lot of times you find your partner on accident. You bump into him and it's a conversation you never knew you needed. Like, you have to be outside in order to meet people. It don't matter. Whatever your hobbies are, frequent those hobbies. If you love the gym, go to the gym. If you people fear so bad. They fear getting it wrong so bad.
Straight like that. People become so antisocial nowadays. They stay inside. They don't go out anymore. They don't have any hobbies or activities that they enjoy outside of work. It's either work, home, sleep, repeat. And you're never going to find anybody that way. The fear of rejection also keeps a lot of people from trying in the first place. And that's not just in dating. It's any goals they have in life, any dreams that they've ever dreamed of, but also with meeting people. The fear of rejection is real, and a lot of people experience that, and I understand that. But at the end of the day, you have to fail in order to really enjoy success. And the reality is, meeting a lot of new people is going to lead to a lot of failure. A lot of people that you're not their vibe, you're not their type. And that's okay. You get better at talking to people, and one day you will meet somebody that's interested. But that's only going to happen if you go out and you try. And that's everything that I have for today's video. Let me know in the comments down below what your biggest barrier to dating is in 2026. I love to hear the stories of what people are experiencing. Share this video with someone that you think might enjoy it or might relate in some way. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.